everybody. Scott Golden here with the SmackDown report for the 17th of September, 2021. I mean, I guess if you settle for wrestling that's subpar, this is fine. There are good parts of this, but certainly, in general, there's good parts and then flat parts. Anyway, we open, they recap Seth Rollins injuring Edge with a curb stomp last week. This isn't bad. Good review segment if you have to do them. And WWE and many national companies insult fans' intelligence thinking they need them. Anyway, Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, and the Usos make their way to the ring, and they recap Brock Lesnar's return from a week ago. And then Lesnar claimed Heyman knew that he'd be at SummerSlam. Goes to the F5 on Heyman, but Reigns makes the save, and Reigns demanded that Knoxville acknowledge him. Fans erupt into boos. McCaffrey claims that there are a few cheers. Reigns tells Heyman to educate the people as to who he is and how to react to him. Heyman notes that he's known Reigns since he was a child, and he's in awe of the tribal chief. Says Reigns takes on all challengers because he fears no man, no beast, and no demon. Heyman then believes that everyone fears Reigns. He then says that Balor fears Reigns, and that's why he brought out the demon. Heyman knows that Lesnar better than his own family, and he saw fear in his eyes. I don't know that going back to these two is a good plan. Anyway, suddenly Big E's music hits, and the new WWE champion makes his way to the ring. He runs around the ring celebrating the title win. Fans are chanting Big E. And they break into a "You deserve it" chant. Reigns holds up the Universal title and the fans boo. Finn Balor's music hit and he makes his way to the ring. Big E and Finn Balor defeat the Usos in 11:18. This is a fine tag match and a nice enough way to open, although it throws away the Usos as a major team if you just give them getting beat by a thrown together team like Balor and Big E. Made the match official during commercial break because that's how we do things these days. Baby faces have an early advantage, but Uso fights back and Jay is in control. Big E hits splash on the apron, near fall, and the Usos back Big E into the corner, cut him off from his tag team partner. Usos give Big E a double suplex for another near fall. Fans break into a Big E chant. Big E briefly fights back, and Uso regains control, and Uso misses a splash in the corner, and Balor then gets a decent enough tag, but Balor runs wild until Jay interferes and drags Balor into the floor, or onto the floor. Jimmy comes back with a suicide dive, and then is in control at the break, but Balor fights back with a kick to the face. Fans break into a loud "New Jay Rocks" chant. Big E gets the hot tag, goes nuts, and gives Jay Uso belly-to-belly suplex, but Jay fights back into a Samoan drop. Big E recovers and gives Jimmy a splash. Jay then goes cross-body, but Big E avoids it, and Jay hits a super kick for a near fall. Balor jumps up and gets in the ring, hits a shotgun drop kick, and then Jimmy hits a sling blade on Jay, and then Balor hits a coup de grace on Jimmy. Big E hits the big ending and on Jay for the win. This is fine. Reigns is in the locker room. Reigns isn't happy that his cousins didn't win their match. He says he wants an explanation for why Lesnar claims Heyman knew that he was at SummerSlam. Heyman believes Lesnar fears Reigns, so he makes up a lie. Reigns then asks if Lesnar would be at Extreme Rules. Heyman quickly said no. Reigns wondered how Heyman knows Lesnar won't be there. Heyman just assured Reigns that it's his job to find out. Rick Boogs and Nakamura defeat Robert Roode with Dolph Ziggler at 159. Poor Robert Roode. Remember when he was glorious? I do. Anyway, Boogs and Roode have a waste of time match. Fans gives Boogs and Nakamura a huge reaction. Ziggler distracts him immediately, and Roode takes advantage. Roode hits a blockbuster for a near fall early. Roode sets up the glorious DDT. Boogs runs out of it and slips away, and then does a hits a Samoan drop for near fall. Boogs follows up with a suplex and a bulldog, and then hits a power slam. Um, and then after the match, Nakamura and Boogs celebrate with McCaffrey at the commentary table. Commander Aziz and Apollo Crews get in their faces and beat them up. Crews claims Nakamura made a mockery of the Intercontinental title and demands a title shot. Happy Corbin goes at it with Kevin Owens. Match didn't happen because Corbin attacks Owens before the match, and they recap what Corbin's been up to lately. Corbin jumps Owens as he's making his entrance. Corbin beats him down and throws him into the LED lighting, which is just stupid. Owens then tries to fight back, but Corbin gives Owens a chokeslam on the apron. So I thought Corbin was supposed to be a happier guy, and I also thought he was supposed to be kind of going babyface, but I guess not. In the back, Kayla Braxton startled Paul Heyman when she approached him. Braxton heard rumors that Brock Lesnar might be on his way to Raw in the upcoming draft. Heyman's furious and starts yelling at Braxton to stop bothering him and flirting with him. Heyman is tremendous. Heyman turns around and runs into Big E. Heyman pointed out that Big E chose not to cash in on Reigns, but the injured Bobby Lashley. Instead, Heyman believes Big E knew he couldn't beat Reigns. Big E notes that he'd find out and he'd take on his boy at the Survivor Series. So they're plugging that in a match that's like almost 2 months away, and no one's going to care about it when it happens. Big E wonders if Heyman's boy is Reigns or Lesnar. He points out that Balor could spoil Heyman's plans. Usos jump Big E and give him a beatdown. Reigns shows up and leaves with his cousins. Seth Rollins' segment, which is just here to kill a bit of time. They recapped Rollins injuring Edge. Rollins turned his attention to Edge and said last week, this is one of the best matches of his career. Rollins claims he heard a pop after he hit the stomp on Edge. Fans break into the "You look stupid" chant, and that's amazing to me. Rollins then shows highlights from last week's match. Rollins is angry that everyone thought he went too far. He asked fans if he went too far, and they cheered. Rollins notes he used legal moves that he's used many times to win matches. Rollins then blames the fans for him injuring Edge. They said they goaded Edge into feuding with Rollins. Rollins recaps things that Edge did to him, including beating him at SummerSlam, and he acknowledges he's not finished with Edge yet. I mean, this is a good enough program, but at the same time, Edge, at this point, if you're going to do something, it should be legacy-related stuff, and I don't know that this deal with Rollins is it. Rollins points out that on NXT, Beth Phoenix said Edge is home recovering. Rollins then wonders if Edge is physically and mentally capable of returning to the ring. He saw fear in Edge's eyes, and when he was on the stretcher, Rollins feels sympathy for Edge, and it's been eating away at him. Rollins promises to finish off Edge. In the back, Kayla Braxton interviews Becky Lynch. Fans kind of go half and half on her. Said tonight is Belair's night, but she pointed out it's not a homecoming. She would check out Belair's homecoming later. Anyway, Liv Morgan and Tori Storm defeat Carmella and Selena Vega in 209. What a waste for all four of these people. Well, Carmella doesn't even need to be there, but 2 minutes for the count-out finish is a waste of television time. Carmella knocks Morgan off the apron and tags out to Storm. Storm's briefly in control, but Vega catches a near fall, but goes for a submission. But Storm fights back and hits a suplex. Morgan gets the tag and sends Carmella into the middle turnbuckle. Carmella then rolls to the floor and starts screaming that Morgan breaks her nose. Vega runs over to check on Carmella, and the referee counted her out. Post-match, Morgan said she's tired of Carmella running away and demanded a match at Extreme Rules, and absolutely no one's going to care about that. In the back, the Street Profits are excited to be in Knoxville. They discussed Bianca Belair becoming her big homecoming, and the after party. They aren't happy about the Usos jumping Big E and promise to win the tag team titles. In the trainer's room, Carmella is recovering from her nose being fine, and she's still the most beautiful woman in the WWE. Finn Balor notes that everyone asks about the demon story. Balor points out that he doesn't come from a famous family or a bloodline. He's born into a family of coal miners, and that he's clear that he had to fight his way to the top. Demon is within and summons him. He doesn't call it the demon, but it calls him. The fire isn't just within him, but it's around him. Extreme Rules Reigns comes face to face with the demon. Of course, nobody expects that this match is going to end in a championship change, so why do it? Anyhow, they announced Reigns and Uso versus Big E in the New Day coming Monday on Raw. Okay. In the back, Naomi approaches Sonya Deville and demands a match. Deville said there isn't any time left tonight, and so Naomi doesn't know what Deville's problem is with her. Naomi points out that she's accomplished more than Deville and got in her face. She promised to get a match. Later, Michael Cole announced that management fired Naomi for her confrontation with Deville. Sami Zayn defeats Dominic Mysterio 606. Zayn and Dominic have a decent enough match. While it lasted, Dominic makes a bunch of rookie mistakes throughout. Ray joins commentary, although Dominic wants him to stay in the back. Zayn jumps into the ring and goes after Ray to distract Dominic. Dominic goes after Zayn at ringside, but Zayn takes advantage. Dominic fights back and sends Zayn to the floor. Follows up with a crossbody. We go to break. We come back, and Dominic fights and scores a near fall. Zayn. Dominic then hits 619 and goes for the frog splash. Zayn gets knees up and rolls Dominic up for the win. And then Ray is basically screaming at his son to move faster for the splash. And then after the match, Zayn tells Ray that Dominic is on his level. They air a commercial for the upcoming draft. They announce matches for next week, and Michael Cole claimed it might be the last time that these matches take place, and absolutely no one cares. The draft is flat, it's pointless, and it has very little value. Bianca Belair's homecoming with Kane. Nice segment, but predictable. Hometown hero gets beat down at the end. Fans love Belair and give her a decent enough reaction. Mayor of Knoxville, otherwise known as Glenn Kane Jacobs, makes his way to the ring, and he gets a pop, obviously. The ring has the red carpet, balloons, and Belair's picture around ringside and celebration. Kane introduced Belair to a big reaction. Fans are chanting EST, EST all the way around. They showed Belair's family at ringside. Belair notes she loves Knoxville and pointed out her father. She admitted that Becky Lynch beat her for the title, but she will win it back at Extreme Rules. Kane tells Belair to come back to Knoxville and celebrate when she regains the championship. Kane then presents Belair with the key to the city. Belair said she's proud of Knoxville and sings Rocky Top with the fans. Becky Lynch's music hits and she walks to the ring. Lynch makes fun of Belair and notes she doesn't have the key to the city but SmackDown's Women's Championship instead. Lynch doesn't want to steal Belair's spotlight and she wants a handshake. Belair hesitated but shakes her hand. Belair wouldn't let go and then tries to hit the KOD. Lynch slips back and hits the manhandle slam to a bunch of boos. Belair quickly recovers but sells the slam. Lynch leaves the ring and poses on the stage with the belt and the program. Nice enough ending, but why can't we just let the babyface go home happy? Anyway, we'll be back with more right after this.